So the next step is fill in that big hole. Okay, guess there's a little vacuum pressure in there. I gotta put a fuel tank in here. This fuel line's been sitting for 33 years with a half a tank of fuel, so I'm gonna try and pump something through there. I don't know exactly how we're pumping it, but we're gonna disconnect this end, disconnect the other end, and somehow push maybe some gasoline through until we see it's clear, and then we'll be able to put that fuel tank back in that hole. So we prep this for our little heater gas tank. Well, the heater pickup in the gas tank. The rest of this is a regular bug gas tank. That's a replacement that we're gonna put in. All right, we're putting this in, which is the fuel line for the auxiliary heater, runs off the gas tank. And this just has a little flange we'll tuck in a hole, and then a rubber gasket and a big nut. So we'll test fit it first. Let's see, I may be going one step bigger on this guy. I think it needs just a touch more. Throw out some of these chips. Got that pretty clean. They put a little thread sealant on there. I gotta put a little piece of hose on here with a hose clamp to get all the way down into the bottom of the tank. This is what was on there when I took it apart. Tighten that guy up real quick. Now that pickup will go in there, go all the way to the bottom of the tank. That guy's on there. Next is our sending unit. Pick one up. Since the other one was encrusted in goo. So. Whoops, we don't need that one. That's extra. Kidding, I need that one. But I am doing this. That's all installed. Now, I'm going to flip it and put the filler on. See, this just goes on like that, but I am going to do what you probably shouldn't do is put thread sealant on here, but I'm gonna. I would think if you get to the threads, you're past the part that's gonna not leak, but we'll do it. Mostly because I want thread sealant all over my hands, because no matter how much you try and be neat, you're gonna be wearing it. It's gonna be on your hands. 3 days later, there's gonna be more pipe sealant on your hands, on your tools, everywhere. Well, that doesn't seem like it will tighten up at all. It just seems chasing to get that down. Alright, now we're getting closer. Just need that pointing this way, because that's where the fuel line goes. Get up there. All right, I think that's on there pretty good. I think we'll try and get, this is like low pressure HVLP brake clean. There we go, just to clean it up a little bit. All right. That's ready to go in. Once we're done with the brakes, for now, it's just gonna sit on the floor. And we'll try and get off where the label. I didn't do a good job peeling it off. Okay, that's ready to go in. So here's where we're at. We got motor. I got the steel line coming up right here from the gas tank. We're gonna hook up a hose onto it and see if we can draw something through, maybe with vacuum. All right, we got the peanut butter gas tank, gas bottle set up going into the fuel line. We're gonna fill that up with clear fuel, and then we'll go all the way to the back. And here's the other end of the fuel line coming out of the tunnel. And we hook that up to a little vacuum pump, so we'll put air on there and crack it open and hopefully suck that fuel through there, and we'll see what happens. All right, we're gonna give this a go and see if this guy will suck out any fuel from the fuel tank. Whoops, there it goes. You can see how dirty that is. All right, we got the vacuum going in the back. We're gonna crack this valve open. See if we get some juice flowing. There we go. It filled it pretty quick. By the time I walked from the front to the back, it filled this sucker up. So let me drain this and we're gonna try it again. All right, I threw a little sea foam in there. I'm gonna crack this open. I'm gonna run to the back and turn on the vacuum, and we'll suck the rest of this through. Okay, guess there's a little vacuum pressure in there. So that's what we sucked through. It brought a little dirt with it, so I think that's pretty good. Fuel filter will catch the rest. And I think we'll put the tank in. We got the fuel line hooked up underneath, and putting in the fuel tank. We'll get the filler hose put in and the clamps all put on. Got these hoses slid back on. I'm just going to tighten up the clamps, and then we'll put these hold downs in here. Hose-wise, just put that. fold down clamp combined with a cover, a mount for the cover for this heater. Thumb screw nuts, but they've got a piece or a slot cut in it. You could put a screwdriver in if it gets loose. Pretty neat ingenuity. Probably as far as we're going until it's fuel in here. I don't want to put the trunk liner panel back in yet. But fuel tank installed. Now we'll go install the fuel lines on the carburetor. All right, we're gonna replace the fuel line or put it back on here from to the fuel pump. So I'm just gonna measure that out. Cut it with hose cutters, not side cutters, because should cut it a lot cleaner. It's a nice square cut with when you use those these kind of cutters. You know, be a nice crisp cut. Side cutters may work, but not as good as those. So, and I'm going to use hose clamps because Volkswagen didn't believe in it. They just slipped it on, and I don't know. Seems like it's an engine fire waiting to happen. Go. Let's tighten these little guys up. This end will go to my filter. Get it out of there. There's my filter. Arrow hits the flow direction. Alright, and then that last segment, I'm going to throw a rubber hose in for that, because I don't have any more braided hose. Alright, get this guy on here. Here we go. All the fuel lines on. That's the vacuum one. Put this guy back on. We'll keep this out here. Get a little more out in the open. Oh, look at that, like a regular cat. Put in a couple of gallons. All right. Keep cranking. Stop for a sec. Alright. Fuel is pumping up. Nice and ugly fuel. I should have purged the fuel pump. But, alright, go ahead and fire her up. And then keep it running with the gas pedal. guess you could back it out, but back it up without stalling it on the hill here. Warming up that clutch, huh? Whoa, too far. You're good. There you go, straight back now. Gonna run over a block.